Moju, owner of Chiconi, a food video production studio here in Los Angeles, and this is my Afri-Cali Christmas. So there are two types of Christmas celebrations we have in my family. There's the one at my grandparents' ranch in Kenya, and there's the one we have in the Bay Area in Northern California with my tiny but mighty family here in America. And for our American style Christmas, it's really an excuse for us to eat all those traditional foods that we probably don't have on a day-to-day basis, as well as just indulge on whatever we're craving at the moment. So for Christmas morning, we usually have something sweet and chai tea. Biggest favorite definitely is a MANDAZI, which is a Kenyan donut that's similar to American beignet from New Orleans, but with a little bit more spice and flavor, made with coconut milk and cardamom. Chai tea is essential in my family. If somebody wakes up before they say good morning, they're like, where's the chai? Kenyan chai is kind of similar to what you get at Starbucks, but probably with a different spice blend. It's milk, water, and tea leaves. We use Kenyan tea leaves that we pack in our suitcases every time we go to Kenya and store in the freezer all year long, as well as a chai masala. Chai masala is something that we could buy in stores if there was a Kenyan grocery store here in LA, but since we don't have one, you can make it from scratch using pretty common spices that are probably already in your pantry. For our Christmas dinner, we don't have a set menu of the exact same dishes and items we're having every year. We more so have a rough menu where there's always 2 meats minimum on the table. Chapatis are always a must, couple of veg, and dessert. Lots of dessert. Short ribs have become an unofficial tradition where we have a different variation of short ribs the past few years going. This year, I'm bringing in a little bit of my Nigerian half by braising the short ribs in a tomato and red pepper stew. This stew is something I make year-round because as long as I have tomatoes and bell peppers on hand, I'm gonna make stew. And having a studio, I very frequently have these ingredients left over from shoots. For veg, we don't go too crazy on vegetables, not because we don't like them, but I have a very traditional Kenyan Maasai family I celebrate with, and meat is the mission, meat is the focus of our holiday dinner, but to be sensible, we put a little bit of vegetables on the table, and more or less we're making Sukuma Wiki, which is sauteed collard greens. There have been years where we grocery shop a little too late, aka every year, and the greens are totally out at stores, so we've made this with kale, Swiss chard. As long as it's a big leafy green, we're calling it Sukuma. Dessert is something that I have in time accepted as my family's favorite thing that I make. Cake is king for me, and this year I'm making a sticky toffee pudding, which is a British dessert. It is made with dates and has this like deep flavor, and it's just like, I don't know how many cakes you can have warm and not be put off by, but this one you want to have warm, with a lot of toffee sauce and cool ice cream, put in a bowl, curl up on the couch. There's never an instance where my family will have dessert on the dinner table. It's a later on thing. We're cozy, we're all hanging out in the living room and getting ready for bed. The morning after Christmas is kind of a fridge forage for leftovers. We cook a lot of food on the holiday. Nobody wants to be cooking proper meals for the following days. The Rolex is a great way to use leftover chapati, which is a Kenyan flatbread, which is a huge, huge, huge must on our tables. So we usually make a lot of them, and this is a breakfast wrap that can be used making either fresh or leftover chapati. I like spinach in the morning, so I do some sauteed spinach and garlic and a couple of beaten eggs in there, and you just stick that chapati on there, warm it up, roll it up with some tomato, avocado, and bacon because it's the holidays, you gotta ball out with the calories, and it's probably the best breakfast wrap you've never had, but wonder how could you've lived without it for so long. My family in America is super small. It's literally 2 households coming from a huge family where both of my parents have 17 siblings. So holidays for me is being around any level of family, whether it's just my mom or my aunt and uncle and their kids. It's a way for me just to get back to life without the distractions of day to day and eat a lot of great food.